Peasant Productions presents the Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, I'm going through this whole idea of why secret society systems, military, police, governments, religions, all demand control by keeping secrets, okay? The military cannot be the military unless they've got secret weapons, unless they got secret systems, unless they got secret societies, unless they got, you know, all of this secret stuff, okay? And they immediately scream that you have to let them be their own police. They have to oversee themselves. No one is allowed to make comment that they're doing wrong or bad. And you're not allowed to take them into any court other than the military's own operated military tribunal system. Yeah. It's kind of like the same thing you have here in America. Okay? All of the police forces only use internal investigations. Why? Because then they choose who is going to be the least problem to throw out as if, see, we had a corruption person, we got rid of it, we're all clean now. And, you know, you have 100 officers, one's held up and moved off to the side and given a nice, you know, given a nice retirement, and the other 99 continue with the corruption. What happens when somebody like me that has a police background, has actually been a Los Angeles County Sheriff's officer, sat in there and listened to the police, you know, instructor, just out there and said, this is your gun. Never shoot to stop, always shoot to kill. But if anybody asks you, you tell them, oh, I feared for my life. The person made me shoot them. They were threatening me. Yeah. From the 70s until about 2014, as far as I can tell, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department was the go-to people. They were the ones you went and, you know, hey, how do you do your policing of the ghetto so well? How do you keep everything under control? How do you put down riots? By killing everybody, yeah. But yeah, the people like me, yeah, they end up with you know, huge rewards and man killers, and suddenly you've got, you know, like what happened a few years ago just before I left there, $10 million bounty was offered for the rogue sheriff officer, black officer, on the run, be he dead or alive. And sure, as far as I know, I'm one of the few that's actually gotten away because I got out before they realized what I knew. That's still alive to talk about it. Yeah, it's very interesting, but this is a very common pattern between religions, governments, military, and police. They all want domination and control, and they will all kill anybody that walks outside with a secret. So that's why there's people wanting me dead. That's why I had to leave the United States, because the government wants me dead. I know stuff like this. I know 9/11 was a farce because I read about it 2 years before it happened. It was obvious enough that, yeah, when 9/11 happened, you're like, that's it. That was what I read about 2 years ago. That's 100% what it is. And to this day, you cannot find any factual evidence to back up 9/11, but you can find thousands of people who support, just like they support Donald Trump, the middle America man who was born an elite rich with $1 billion in his pocket. So yeah, it's you know, the whole farce. And what's it brought to you by? Oh yeah, the media. Who owns the media? The elite rich. Who do they use? The elite rich are the ones that they put up in front of you and display as, aren't these people so beautiful and wonderful, they have so much money. This whole entire secret system, and everybody's operating on the idea that, you know, we're going to kill you if you tell our secrets. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? The first thing we got to look at is this book here, okay? Jews, Christians, and Catholics. The Muslims also claim it, but you know, they try to deny they're a part of this book, but they were written by the same people that wrote this book. They have what's called the 10 Commandments in here. Thou shalt not kill is one of the biggies. It's relegated to the very bottom of the list because they really don't want you to pay attention to it. But thou shalt not lie, or deceive people is another one. Thou shalt not covet another person's possessions is another one. Yeah. Thou shalt not lie, cheat, steal, or kill. And the first thing that this book does is goes out, lies, cheat, steal, kills everybody that they can possibly kill. Inquisitions, you know, so that certain reigning monarchs stay in place and all. Like I said, you know, what do militaries do? They provide protection to the dynasty people. Okay? You look at the behavior. Chelsea Manning telling secrets. Okay? Edward Snowden telling secrets. They're illegal. The government should be allowed to murder and kill and plunder. The moral ethics of the United States general populace. Murder and killing and raping and plundering is perfectly fine because they're doing it for their God. Dinero. Money. Gold and silver, folks, yes. Okay. So you see the problem that they have now in trying to deal with this. They are greedy. Their whole entire echelon of people going all the way down to the, you know, to the very little, you know, grunts of the military that are going to get sent out there to start blowing people away who have been trained by military force to pull the trigger on their gun before they ever ask the question why. So they can't do this. Okay, now me, I'm an artist. I'm extremely intelligent. I can design and create on the fly. I've got some more here I'll go on in something else about, but you know, this whole extrusion unit for the satellite manufacturing and smelting processes, I sat there really, oh, you know, actually we should do this, this, and this. Now, I can come right back and give my little secrets away. I don't have a problem with that, okay? Why? One, because I've grown up with thieves and you know, stealing everything they can from me. I'm living in a town where they have a saint, and the best people, the most intelligent people here, are the people that steal for a living. Directly insulting their God. Remember the book, 10 Commandments, thou shalt not steal. Directly insulting their town saint. And they think that is 100% proper, and they've been doing it for 300 years. How deep is it in their society? All of Mexico is that way. All of the United States is that way. Okay? Yeah. You are trained to be thieves and stealing. Me, I grew up in it, but I never allowed myself to be trained into the idea that it's proper to steal. I use my brain, I think, I create, I find solutions to problems. I do not find reasons to go form a committee, to form a committee, to form a committee. The military will form 1,000 committees before they do anything. The politicians will form 1,000 committees to form another 10,000 committees before they'll ever allow you to do anything, because they do not want solutions, because governments and militaries and religions rely on the idea that you have an adversary over there and they're going to keep you just like, you know, they are literally nothing more than the cheerleaders. Ooh, look at us, we're so pretty, wee, yeah, ooh, look, my panties show, ooh, look, my legs show. Yeah. What do you have? Politicians and military and all this are showing off their big, wonderful bombs. They aren't showing you all the blown away bodies. They aren't showing you the little kids picking up what they think are food packets, which are pieces of you know, scatter bombs and stuff like this, you know. But you have this whole process from the Reagan era forward, where people are being pushed away from reading. Why? Because, like I said, reading promotes thinking. Going to movies, using 1-second memes, using letters instead of words so you don't think about what you're saying. And also, equally important, but also, you have all of your youth going from listening to music and listening to what it does, because music creates thinking. They're now watching movies, music videos, where they have their eyes and their ears engaged and their brains are turned off, and you have literally just people, you know, become followers. They're going to follow this or that, but it doesn't matter, because the society has created exactly what they want, which is a bunch of dumb followers, the sheep. Okay? So they can't do this because they don't have any part of their entire system set up to do it. The president and the vice president of a corporation both keep their own secrets about stuff. The financials, the managers, the workers, the broom sweepers, every last one of them has some secret they're going to use to try and get themselves further up in the ranks of stuff, okay? They operate on that. You don't have time to operate on secret society stuff here, okay? You don't know when this big plague is going to hit. You don't have the ability to predict it. You don't have the ability to stop it because you have inter-country commerce, interstate commerce. You have food importing, you have food exporting, you have product exporting, you have product importing. You don't have any way to stop it. You do not have a shield over the whole of America that only lets in the good birds and the bad birds are kept out, and the bad viruses are kept out. Insects are there, and microbes, and you lose. You don't have any way. And the elite rich, like I said, they are so inbred. And they are so caught up on being greedy for the money that they created imaginarily out of their own minds, and they demand everybody worship and respect. It's like I said, the worship and respect. Like I said, Donald Trump in 1990, sexist, abusive, bully, racist, terribly horrible person. And the people, the public, oh, Donald is so good. His women are even better, though. They're so smart. They married him, and they ran away with $10 million or $100 million. They got the money and ran. Like I said, that's a prostitute to me. But that is the literal ideal of the United States. The populace and the major amount of women across the United States, Central America, South America, Europe, Africa. I mean, I don't know how many places I've talked to women around the world, and every last one of them starts out by saying, oh, you're a professional photographer, you got a lot of money. Aren't I pretty? Don't you want to marry me? No, not really. Oh, but, what are you, a faggot? I'm not allowed to have my own opinions and my own things in my own life, huh? Yeah. I'm instantly insulted. Yeah. So you see the problem we have with a society that is totally there. I am a paradigm shift. Not only do I know all this, not only do I speak all this, but I have lived with the understanding of this all of my life. And I have the ability to see what's going on. And I'm smart enough up here and not being like a corrupt church and say, oh, it can't happen. Or the thousands of Christians I've talked to since then who, I don't give you permission, so, I didn't give my God, Christ, permission to give that to you, so you can't have it. I'm like the Pope. I can deny anybody access to my God because I'm greater than my God. I'm the opposite. I understand you need to be saved. I understand you need to have the information going out there. I understand you need to work with stuff. And, what is the United States going to do when, as you see right now, the entire East Coast is flooding, the entire infrastructure is flooding? What are they going to do when Washington, D.C. is a swamp and Yellowstone over there decides to burp up a magnitude earthquake, and Crystal Palace that's sitting over there in the Rockies, over in Colorado, just a little bit past it, is, somewhere near the epicenter of that quake when the Rocky Mountains move because of the pressure building in Yellowstone, and Crystal Mountain gets shut down. The entire military collapses. They don't have anything they can do because everything depended on them having their little secret base down there in the mountains, right? Yeah. And we can take a direct hit from an atomic bomb. What about a 10 meg earthquake from underneath? Yeah, you're not prepared for that, are you, Crystal Mountain? So, you people are going to die if you go by standard operating procedures of what you do.